Lesson 89, Adjectives. Hello, and welcome to this lesson. Today, we are going to learn how to use extreme adjectives, how to strengthen their meaning naturally, and how to distinguish between adjectives ending in ing and ed. A. Extreme adjectives. An extreme adjective already contains the idea of very. We use these adjectives to describe something as extremely good, bad, small, surprising, tiring, or frightening. The adjective marvelous means extremely good. Similar words include terrific, wonderful, and amazing. For example, we were lucky because the weather was marvelous. The adjective awful means extremely bad. A similar word is dreadful. For example, do not go and see that film. It is awful. If you are delighted, you are extremely pleased. For example, I was delighted that she passed her exam. The adjective tiny means extremely small. For example, it is a nice modern flat, but it is absolutely tiny. The adjective huge means extremely big. A similar word is enormous. For example, I was not very hungry, but they gave us a huge meal. Something fascinating is extremely interesting. For example, you should watch that program. You will find it absolutely fascinating. If someone is exhausted, they are extremely tired. For example, everyone was really exhausted by the end of the day. Something terrifying is extremely frightening. For example, bungee jumping was the most terrifying thing I had ever done. Something essential is extremely important and necessary. For example, computers are an essential part of modern life. The adjective delicious means extremely good in taste and is normally used to describe food. For example, the food was delicious. Language help, strengthening extreme adjectives. We normally use absolutely or really before an extreme adjective. For example, the food was absolutely marvelous. We can also say, the film was absolutely awful. The performance was really terrific. Do not normally use very before an extreme adjective, because the adjective already has an extreme meaning. Correct. The room was absolutely tiny. Incorrect. The room was very tiny. With ordinary adjectives that can have different degrees, we use very or really. For example, the room was very big. The meal was really good. She was very tired. Do not use absolutely with an ordinary adjective such as big. Correct. The house was very big. Incorrect. The house was absolutely big. B. Adjectives ending in ing and ed. Many related adjectives can end in either ing or ed, but the two endings have different meanings. An adjective ending in ing describes the person, thing, event, or situation that produces a feeling. An adjective ending in ed describes how someone feels because of that person, thing, event, or situation. For example, a lesson can be boring, and the students can feel bored. I do not know whether the other students were bored, but I thought it was a very boring lesson. Similarly, the weather can be depressing, and people can feel depressed. The weather is very depressing at the moment, and it is making everyone feel depressed. Common mistakes. Use an adjective ending in ed to describe a person's feelings. Correct. I was bored by that film. Incorrect. I was boring by that film. Use interested when describing how people feel about something. Correct. We are very interested in the new designs. Incorrect. We are very interesting in the new designs. A person can be interesting, but when that person wants to learn more about something, they are interested in it. More adjectives ending in ing and ed. Something tiring makes you feel tired. For example, going up that hill was really tiring. If something surprises you greatly, you may feel amazed. For example, I was amazed that she could climb that wall. Something disappointing is not as good as you expected. For example, my exam results were very disappointing. If something makes you angry, you may feel annoyed. For example, she was annoyed because I had forgotten to tell her. If you feel slightly foolish because of something you have said or done, you are embarrassed. For example, I kept calling her Emma, so I was embarrassed when Ben told me that her name was Angela. Something confusing is difficult to understand. For example, the map he gave us was very confusing. If something surprises you in an unpleasant way, you may feel shocked. For example, we were shocked by the violence in the film. The important pattern is clear. The adjective ending in ing describes what causes the feeling, while the adjective ending in ed describes the person who experiences that feeling.